Welcome to Align to Enlighten. My name is Gene, and you can follow us on our blog site as well at www.aligntoenlighten.wordpress.com. Hard to believe it's our 16th week of posting videos on YouTube. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please be sure to subscribe to Align to Enlighten's YouTube channel. We certainly appreciate your comments. We certainly appreciate your following, and thanks for joining us. This week we want to talk about how to align for your best stroke in life. So align for your best stroke in life. And what does that mean? It's really tying into a comparison with golf. And I like to play golf. I'm not going to tell you that I'm any good at playing golf, but I like to at least get out there and swing, hit the ball. Not sure where the ball was going most of the time, but I like to play. And I've been playing golf for a little while now. So about 4 or 5 years, about 5 years or so. And one of the things about golf is, I used to pride myself on being somewhat athletic. I can bench press a lot of weight. I can run fast. I can jump. I can do all these wonderful things, play basketball. So I kind of prided myself on being somewhat of an athlete. And I remember watching golf thinking, this should be pretty easy. It's no big deal. And I'll never forget the very first time I went to play golf with some buddies of mine. And it was my every intention. I was on the tee box, and I was going to absolutely show these guys what I could do, And I've been working out and everything, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get up here and absolutely kill this ball. I'm gonna hit this thing so hard, it's gonna go, straight down the fairway. It's gonna go 300 yards. I'm about to show these guys how to do it. And so we had been to the practice range and everything else. So I was hitting the balls pretty well in the practice range, but then we get to the actual game in the tee box, and I remember getting prepared. So now I've got 10, 12 people, all eyes on me. And what am I going to do? And I remember the adrenaline that I felt. I remember my body tensing up. I remember my muscles tightening up. I remember pulling the club all the way back as far as I could and just swinging as hard as I possibly could. I'm going to connect with this ball. I'm going to murder this ball. Connect with it. And as I came through with my swing was very hard, very fast, and I just knew it was going to go where I wanted it to go. Well, when I hit the ball, it didn't go very far at all. In fact, the ball I thought was going to go 300 yards only went about maybe 40 yards, 50 yards maybe tops. All my buddies laughed. It was the most hilarious thing. I had to laugh at myself. What is my point to telling you this? We all tend to try to force a situation or muscle it or make it happen. I'm going to give everything I got to it, and it's going to just, I got to make it go where I want it to go, right? And we end up being unsuccessful in some of those things when we try to do that from time to time. Why? Because we're looking to muscle it through. The reason why my ball, as I swung so hard and I just knew it was going to go so far, the reason why I didn't go far was because I was out of alignment. So when it comes to golf, one of the things you want to first do off the top is make sure that your feet are where they need to be, in alignment with your direction and where you're going to go. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that are your hips placed in the right place? Is your left arm straight as you swing through? Do you keep your head down? Do you make sure your chest is over the top of the ball? These are the kinds of things that you want to do that keep you in alignment when you play golf. And anytime I can remember to do those things that I just mentioned, then when I strike the ball, it goes straight. And it goes very far. It goes very far. I just think about it when I'm on the tee box and everything is aligned as it should be. And I keep my head down, my left arm is straight, my hips rotate through, my feet are lined up properly. I barely even feel the impact of the club on the ball. But yet and still it goes extremely far. This is a very good lesson for us in life. How many times are we looking to muscle our way through a situation and control that situation and make it be what we expect it to be? We're going to force it that way. And life doesn't feel what you feel. Life doesn't give you that back in return. Why is that? Let's talk about that today. So when you talk about aligning for your best stroke in life, let's talk about where we kind of hit ourselves off sometimes. And I'll give you a couple examples. One, think about yourself going on your way to work and, you're in traffic, trying to get there. Everybody else trying to get somewhere. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And somebody pulls up and you refuse to let them in. You're going to control what's going to happen next. And you're saying, nope, I'm controlling the situation where you are not going to get in front of me in this traffic line. And have you ever asked yourself, what is the purpose of doing that? Because right after you cut them off and didn't allow them, and you pull your car right on the bumper of the next guy in front of you so they can't eke their way in, after that entire situation, you're still in the same spot where you were in the first place. You're no closer to your destination. Or have you ever thought about when we have debates? We have debates, we argue, we fuss, we fight, all in the name of proving our point of being right and the other person being wrong. And at the end of those situations, does the other person really and truly feel that they were wrong and you were right? After all of this fight, because you were looking in this middle situation, we were all looking to force our way, to make this other person just know that I'm right and you are wrong, just to make them know that. But are they really accepting of the fact that in your perception that they are right and you are wrong, or vice versa? So as we talk today, we want to talk about how to set up and align yourself for your best stroke in life. So how do you do that? Because life isn't golf, right? It isn't about keeping your feet properly placed and rotating your hips and keeping your left arm straight and your head down. No, life provides so many other layers that you have to deal with on a daily basis. So how do you navigate through that and stay in alignment to make sure you have your desired outcomes be manifested in your life? Well, there's two ways we want to offer you today. One is release the perceived need to control. Release the perceived need to control. Now, when we talk about the perceived need to control, what we're talking about is making sure that, you don't have to go into a situation feeling like if I don't control this, then it's all going to just fall apart and nothing's going to be manifested the way I desire. When you focus and you have a perceived need to control, ironically, what happens is you are focusing on your undesired result. That's why you have control, because you are looking to force this situation so you don't have this particular outcome. And what happens with that is you, more times than not, get the non-desired outcome. Why? Because you're focusing on that through your need to control it. The more you focus on it, the more it expands. This goes back to the law of attraction that we've talked about before. What you focus on expands. So by losing the need or the perceived need to control, then you can simply focus on what your true and actual desired outcomes are. Right? So this is where we want to be. Lose the need to control. Because here's the other fact. The bottom line facts are we can't control anything that happened in the past. We can't control anything that's going to happen in the future. The only thing that we control right now is the current moment that we are in. That's the only thing we control, is this moment that we are in right now. And in this moment right now, we have the ability. God has given us the innate ability to be able to create in this moment, which will affect the next moment to come. So instead of looking to control the moment, simply express what your desires are. Live in those desires, expect those desires to come through, and simply allow them to happen. As simple as it is, with instead of going up to that tee box with the plan to absolutely kill the ball and swing as hard as you can in an effort to control where the ball is going to go, simply align with what your desires are believe in them, receive them, know that they are coming, and you can relax and get to where you want to go. Your desires can be manifested through that way. So that's the first point, which is losing the perceived need to control. The second way that you align for your best stroke in life is to lose judgment. Lose the judgment first of yourself. Lose the judgment first of yourself. We are so incredibly, as humans, as spiritual beings having these human experiences, we tend to be so incredibly judgmental and unforgiving of ourselves, which doesn't even seem right, even in saying that out loud. We are so unforgiving of ourselves and so judgmental of ourselves. So, in losing the judgment that you have of yourself, and I'll put it like this, I'll take it back to golf. That swing I took on that tee box that day, and my ball only went 30, 40 yards, I had another shot after that. Now, I could have judged myself, and I could have said, wow, Gene, that was horrible. Why would you swing like that? Why would you mess that up? That's just the most horrible thing I've ever seen. And I'm so embarrassed. Why would you do that? You just embarrassed yourself in front of everybody. That's the judgment. If I had taken that mentality into my second shot, I would have done the same exact thing all over again. Because my perceptions are in the wrong place. I'm out of alignment with who I am. Losing judgment of yourself allows you to be free to create what you want in your next moment. Judgment keeps you in bondage. Losing judgment, releasing that judgment, opens up your mind, opens up your spirit, and allows you to flow. So my second shot, after that, the first shot, because the first shot wasn't right, wrong, good or bad. It wasn't embarrassing. It was nothing more than what I gave it power. The only thing that it had was the power that I chose to give it. And I chose not to give it any power whatsoever. So the second shot I took, I decided in that moment what I would do. I would be relaxed. I would align my feet. I would keep my head down. I would keep my left arm straight. That second shot was much better, went much further, went much straighter. Same thing when you lose judgment for yourself in your everyday life. If you did something that you did not like, and I will not call it right, wrong, good, or bad. If you did something that does not align with who you desire to be, then that's simply what happened. So now you just make another choice. You make a different choice. But lose the judgment against yourself. And also, while you're at it, lose the judgment that you have against others. Judgment that you have against others. Understand where it is born. Understand where it's coming from. Judgment is also a measurement of control. It's closely tied to your perceptions. So when you're judging others, you're perceiving them in whatever way that you're perceiving them. And then you're casting judgment, you're levying judgment against them. So in that space, you have to ask yourself, what are your perceptions based on? Are they based on your frustrations, your anger, your worry, your resentment, maybe your insecurities about these other people that you're judging? What gives you the right to be judging them in the first place, right? But we all tend to do it. I am one of the people that also do it. So I have to cognizantly remember to release judgment first of myself and also of others. Think about how you feel when you are passing judgment, whether that's on yourself or on someone else. Think about how you feel. Is it weighted? Is it heavy? Is it constricting? Because if you physically feel any of these things as you're passing judgment, then you know that's not where you need to be. When you release the judgment of yourself and also of others, it allows freedom. It's freedom for your spirit. It's freedom for your mind. It's freedom for your soul. It's freedom for your thoughts. It's freedom for your desires. Losing judgment gives you freedom. It clears out a space. Okay, here we go. It clears out a space within you that allows your desires to be planted, to grow, and to also be manifested. That's what losing judgment does for you. So when we think about aligning for the best stroke of our lives, the first thing to understand is to lose the need to be in control. Lose your perceived need to be in control. And secondly, lose and release the judgment. Release the judgment of yourself, release the judgment of others. This will allow you to create a space that allows your desires to be manifested. And what I offer you today in terms of replacing, what do you replace those things with? You replace those things with your desires, write them down, envision them, meditate on your desires, expect them to come. Expect them to come. Because when you are aligning for your best stroke in life and you release the need to be in control and you release the need to judge, then it allows that gateway for your desires to be manifested and realized. So all you will need to do, and by the way, when you release all of those things, now you are in alignment with yourself. And being in alignment with yourself puts you in alignment with everything that you desire in life. Once you make that move, now you are on the tee box of life. You are perfectly aligned with where you need to go. And all you need to do is sit back, relax, breathe, and have the best swing of your life. That's what aligning for the best stroke in life is all about. So, with that, I want to thank you for joining us on here on week 16 of Align to Enlighten's YouTube postings. We thank you for joining us. We encourage you to visit us at www.aligntoenlighten.wordpress.com. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to subscribe to our channel before you get off of here today. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, and thank you. Namaste.